Hello everybody, and today I'm watching a video called 21 Things in the US That Puzzle Most Foreigners. This comes from the channel Brightside, so go check them out. I think what's going to be on here, definitely tipping. For sure, that's probably a big thing. Probably something to do with our prices. I think what else? I know there's the bathroom stall thing. That's about the only three I could think of. So 21 of them. That'll be fascinating to see what they all are. With that said, if you like this kind of content, like, comment, subscribe. Lets me know you want to see more, and let's hop into this video.
Well, you may have lived in the United States your whole life without realizing that something totally normal for you seems bizarre to people from other parts of the world. Who knew that munching on fried pickles in a highly air-conditioned room was so outlandish?
Is that a thing? Fried pickles in an air-conditioned room? I guess.
Well, here are some other highly entertaining Americanisms I've gathered.
Sorry, I have cat hair in my mouth.
Let's count it down from number 21. Sales tax is a guessing game.
Okay, yeah.
When you go shopping in the U.S. and see a price tag that says $14.88, don't expect to pay $14.88 at the register. Sales tax is not included in the price of an item. And since this tax can vary from state to state, figuring out your total can turn into the ultimate mental math challenge. In many European countries, the sales tax...
Yeah, I hate tax. I mean, I hate taxes in general, but I get why they exist, but I am terrible at math, so I cannot figure out the tax of something when I'm going to buy something. If it's $1, I can tell you what the tax is, but past that, I have to use my phone. Now, when I was in the Philippines, they had the VAT taxes. Oh, wait, I actually have to say it right there. I wish we had that instead, so I can see what the actual price I'm going to pay is ahead of time. Not have to guess, because I'm always off. I mean, again, I do use my calculator, but still, I'd rather have a VAT tax.
Tax is already included in the price. It's known as a value-added tax, or VAT. Number 20. We're total workaholics.
Is that true? Well, hold on.
A lot of Americans don't feel the need to take long vacations, so they often let vacation and sick hours pile up without ever using them.
Okay, this is an interesting one. I agree that we're workaholics, and I have heard a lot of people don't take their vacations. If your company even lets you have a vacation, but at the same time, as much as we're workaholics, in a lot of countries, the people actually work harder. They don't work as long. They take their vacations and stuff, but they're better workers. That's why a lot of companies will hire immigrants because they work harder. I'm not saying every immigrant works harder, just as I'm saying that every American doesn't. I'm just saying it tends to be a trend I notice, right? So, yeah. My wife at work gets all kinds of slack from other workers who say she makes them look bad because she actually does her job and she does it efficiently.
Plus, most employers only give you 2 weeks out of the year. But in a lot of other countries, like Brazil or Finland, workers are encouraged to take an average of 30 days of vacay. Wow, maybe I should take some time off, or perhaps I'll just keep waiting. 19. It's not a party without red Solo cups.
Okay, yeah, I've heard of that. For some reason, the red Solo cups are just fascinating to other countries. And I don't understand why. I don't think I know it's the red Solo cups are, of course, but do I see them at parties? Well, I'm not really a party person, but yeah, I guess we do have. Well, we have all kinds of cups in the US we use. There's other kinds of cups you could get for parties, but I don't see Solo cups too much anymore. Usually it's like other kinds of cups. So But yeah, I know that's a thing. You don't see it in other countries.
In the States, this red plastic cup is synonymous with "party on, dude." But other countries apparently don't recognize this cup to mean the same thing. People in the UK, for example, don't use red Solo cups at get-togethers. They have to go to a special website to purchase the cups for American-themed parties. Who knew? Number 18. Deep-fried everything.
Okay, I do know about this one because my friends from down south always tell me about, like, in Texas, the Texas State Fair. There's like deep fried Oreos, there's deep fried pickles, there's deep fried bananas, like everything's deep fried. Yeah, I'm okay with that, even though it's basically a heart attack every meal.
Whether it's fried pickles or even fried Oreos,
See, nailed it.
America has it all. Fried fish recipes first appeared in Spanish and Portuguese cookbooks as far back as the 1200s, and the Greeks were frying food in olive oil way back in the 5th century BCE. But as America does with many things, they've adopted a tradition from far-off lands and took it up a notch, or 5. 17. Get everything you need right at the pharmacy.
Is this because we have like Walmarts and CVS's that have grocery stores and other stuff that's part of it?
If you're not from the US, it may be puzzling to walk into a pharmacy and see aisles and aisles of
Oh, this is true. Yeah, in the Philippines they didn't really have well, I mean, they do have pharmacies, so to speak, but yeah, there wasn't anything attached to them. And none of my UK friends, well, I have friends from all over the world, but none of them really, yeah, they don't have stuff like we have here with the CVS and Walgreens and all that.
over-the-counter meds, toys, makeup, clothes, and even groceries. Unlike in other countries where pharmacies sell medicine and medical supplies exclusively, the ones in the US are like small convenience stores where you can grab magazines, Tylenol, and a frozen pizza in one fell swoop. 16. Fill her up.
Fill her up. Going by what I'm seeing here, I'm going to guess the unlimited refills we do in America. Bruh, okay. That is one thing I absolutely love and hate. I love it because, yes, give me extra whatever I'm drinking for free. Great. I hate it because it's so unhealthy and most people don't have good self-control. So, if you have a glass like this and you can refill it like 3 or 4 times full of like Pepsi or something, it's terrible for your body. Would I be mad if we stopped doing unlimited refills? Yeah, probably. Which reminds me, are we going to have ice on the list? Ice and drinks? I'm going to assume so.
In America, if a restaurant doesn't offer free refills on fountain drinks, it's kind of strange. But in other countries, once you buy one beverage, that's it. France banned refills on sugary sodas back in 2017 in order to combat the current obesity epidemic. But in the US, the idea of free refills is still alive and well.
This video is from a few years ago. Some companies have done not limited refills, like McDonald's got rid of the like biggie size. I know they're talking about doing more restrictions on pop and soda, so.
15. If you don't like it, return it. Whether
Okay, so this one I'm not too familiar with. I'm familiar with how it works in America, of course. But are they talking about, wait, let me see what they're talking about for store.
it's an ugly sweater from grandma or a heinous pair of earrings from an ex.
Okay, so we're talking about gifts. Okay. I was saying, I was thinking of maybe groceries or buying items from a store you could return. I'm assuming you can do that in some countries. I don't quite know. I'm sure they probably have return policies, but okay, so we're talking about gifts from people. Yeah, I love being able to return a gift because, honestly, I do not understand why we have to have gifts. Why you have to give people gifts that they usually don't want? I don't understand. You know what? I'm just gonna do a video about it because it's just like I don't get it.
If you don't like it, you can just return it.
Yep.
In America, making returns is
Yeah, I don't think that happens anywhere else in the world. I mean, there probably might be some exceptions, but I don't think I've ever heard of anybody returning a gift in another country. Maybe selling it after, but that's about it.
stores is pretty normal and super easy. I mean, the US even has a National Returns Day in January, conveniently held for you to return holiday gifts you weren't too thrilled about. 14. Tips for everyone.
Yep, tips for everyone. I'll comment on this after the tip part ends.
Cab drivers, servers, hairdressers, you gotta tip them. Tips are acceptable for almost any service in the U.S. and sometimes consist of 25% of the bill. We haven't started tipping surgeons yet, but there are places in other parts of the world, such as Japan, that consider tipping incredibly rude, like in
Yeah, I know it's considered rude to return gifts in certain countries. And I get that the whole thing. You know, I'm going to make a video about that too while I'm at it. The whole gift thing. But yeah, returning gifts. I never got why somebody. Sorry, we're talking about tips here now. I'm still stuck on the gift thing. Yeah, the tip thing is really complicated for me because I feel like people that complain about not getting tipped well, it's like, why did you take the job then? You know, if your job depends on tips, it's like people who do Uber, right? Or Lyft. You know it doesn't pay well, so why would you complain about not getting the tips? You know that's the downside of the job. At the same time, I get it. A job's a job, of course. And I also realize, like at restaurants, if there wasn't tips, then the menu prices would be higher and then nobody would eat there because people complain it's too expensive. So there's really no like magical middle ground solution, I guess. But yeah, I don't like tipping, but I still tip anyways. I'm not going to not tip, but I do base my tip according to how good the service is. You do bad service, I'm going to give you like $1. You do great service, I'm going to give you like $20. So the tip you get is up to you.
When you travel to different countries, it's important to learn their tipping etiquette so that you don't offend anyone. 13. I'll take my coffee to go. With a Starbucks on every corner, it's very normal to see people toting around a coffee as they shop, commute to work, and whatever else at all times of the day. But in many parts of the world, coffee is meant to be sipped on while seated and enjoying the paper or chatting with.
Yeah, this one I don't know too much about. I do not drink coffee. I'm not a coffee person. But yeah. I do know in like videos I've seen or like movies or TV shows or like documentaries, you always see people in Europe sipping like they're showing right here. They sip on the coffee, they take their time. In America, we don't do that. We just buy giant cups and we just suck it down and then we'll have another giant cup. Well, I won't. Other people will. But yeah, it makes sense.
Friends. Tugging your coffee along with you throughout the day might be due to the fact that the cups are huge and take longer to drink. Who's got that kind of time to be sitting in a cafe for hours? Sounds like fun to me. Number 12. The land of ice-cold drinks.
To be fair, when I was homeschooled in the late 90s, yes, I'm an old guy, we would go to the homeschool groups. It would be like 50 of us. We'd go to like Barnes and Nobles, or what was the other bookstore back then? Well, I'll stick to Barnes and Nobles because that's what I know. And they had like a little coffee shop, and I'd get a big mug of chai, warm chai, and I would slowly drink it over like a 2-hour period. As I got a book off the shelf to read, I put the book back, drink some more, so on and so forth. I did enjoy that. As an adult, I don't have time to do that. Sip on a chai for 2 hours.
Now, speaking of drinks, if it's not a hot coffee or cocoa, then it's probably got ice in it. Tea, coffee, lemonade, soda, water. Americans like it on the rocks. If you go elsewhere in the world, odds are you'll be sipping your soda at room temperature, or maybe.
Okay, yeah, the ice thing. Yeah, I kind of figured it was going to be on the list. Yeah, in the Philippines, there was no ice. I think in Boracay, which is like a world famous tropical island, the international for people traveling. It's made for foreigners. I think you could get ice in your drinks. Then again, they also had power like 24/7 on the island. So, but yeah, like in my wife's rural place, no ice. You had to walk down the road like a quarter mile to get a fresh bottle of water every day to buy just to drink water. So, totally different experience. I don't die without ice, but I definitely prefer ice, mainly with pop. With water, I don't really care about it as much. There's ice in it, but yeah. In other countries, I know ice isn't really a thing.
Slightly refrigerated if you don't specifically ask for ice. Number 11. Keeping the AC on at all times.
Okay. Again, in other countries, they either don't have AC or it's unlimited. In the Philippines, the power's not even on half the time, so nobody even has air conditioners there. And if you do, yeah, anyways. Yeah, even here, though, in our house, well, we have central air, but in our old house, we had like 3 air conditioners. Either place, we never left it on 24/7. Depending on the season. Like if it was spring or fall, the windows would be open most of the days. And like at nighttime, if it was too cold, the heat might be on just a little bit and then turn it off. Or vice versa, if it's too hot, the air conditioning might be on for a little bit and then turn it off. But yeah, most people just leave it on year round, the air conditioning and the heating.
Americans must have an aversion to being hot. In many parts of Europe, people simply don't use air conditioning as much as they do in the States. Here, it's expected to always have the AC blaring, and a lot of visitors find it pretty strange and quite chilly. But come on, it makes sense. If you're cold, you can layer up. If you're hot, all you can do is suffer and complain about it. Number 10. Looking at dollars is a snooze fest.
What is this one about? Interesting.
I remember going to Europe for the first time and thinking their banknotes looked like Monopoly money. And I guess a lot.
Oh, right. American money is so boring. Yeah, in the Philippines, it's colorful. In Canada, it's colorful. I have money. I collect money from different countries. Sometimes coins, sometimes the paper bills. It's always colorful. It's awesome. To be fair, this video was years ago. I know our bills have a slight colorful like tint to them now, right? Like one's very like barely noticeable pink, one's barely noticeable green, just ever so slightly.
A lot of countries have bills of different colors and sizes depending on the value, like Swedish krona and Russian rubles. But not in the US. It's all greenbacks, baby. Sure, 10s look a little yellowy.
Okay, so yeah, they had the color out then when this was made.
50s are kind of pinkish, and Benjamins seem bluer than the others. But still, US dollars definitely aren't as fun and rainbowy as other currencies. Number 9. Giving a thumbs up.
Again, I've only ever been to Canada and the Philippines. Did I do the thumbs up in either country? This is a tough one because I know people know what thumbs up is in other countries, at least some countries. Do they not use it all the time? To be fair, I never really used thumbs up. Come to think about it, and so.
In America, even little kids know a thumbs up means good job, way to go, or anything positive like that. But if you travel to Greece or the Middle East and give this common...
Oh, okay. We're talking about cultural differences here with the thumbs up. Got you. Yeah. That makes sense then, yeah. There's a lot of things we do that are culturally offensive in other countries, and vice versa. Even amongst other countries themselves, their things are different. Like bowing in Japan bowing in America to somebody would just be really weird looking.
American gesture, you probably won't make too many friends. Hey, how about giving this video a thumbs up for the useful tip?
Same here. And on their video.
Number 8. The date writing conundrum. So many visitors to the U.S. get really confused by the month, day, year thing.
You know, this one's hard because I definitely like the idea of, our month, day, year. Obviously, because we're used to it, it just sounds good. But I always like the idea of day, month, year instead. Logically, it makes more sense. Could I ever adapt to it? Probably not. I'm in my 40s and my brain just doesn't adapt well anymore. But yeah, we're one of the few countries that like does this way. So, if not the only one, I think.
Because most parts of the world write the day, then the month, then finally the year. There's no clear historical reason why the U.S. insists on writing the day differently, but we just do. Number 7. Pre-baby baby showers.
Wait.
Many cultures celebrate a new baby coming into the world, but America is one of the few places that does this.
Okay, so they're talking literal baby showers. I don't know. I mean, we do love our baby showers here. Just like we love our stupid gender reveal things. I mean, to each their own, I guess. But I have seen in some countries they do kind of have baby showers sometimes. Or they at least adapt the idea of a baby shower. Not quite the same as ours, but yeah, we're like known for it.
Before the baby actually gets here. In East Asian countries, for instance, celebrations for a new baby are held once the baby is born, as doing otherwise is seen as bad luck. Number 6. Where "how are you" means hello. Sure, people ask each other.
Okay, yep, again, a cultural thing. Yeah, if you're a foreigner and you come here and we ask how you're doing, usually we don't actually want to know. I don't want to say we don't care, but it's like, it basically means hello. So don't expect people to actually, they're gonna, if you tell them like, well, I'm not really feeling good today, so-and-so happened, and then this happened, we're just gonna be like, anyways, gotta get going. Yeah, I get it.
How they're doing in other countries. But Americans often use this phrase as a replacement for hey or hello. It doesn't even require a real response. People just answer with fine, thanks, even
Exactly. Oh, I'm good, thanks.
if they're in a horrible mood or had a terrible day. Number 5.
To be fair, some people, sometimes I'm going to rant with people, but be like, how are you? And I'll be like, not that great. And then I'll leave it open to them if they actually want me to talk more about it or not. But yeah, I have noticed other people do that too, but usually it's just a way of saying hello.
Bathroom stalls that aren't so private.
Okay, my take on this. I like the door being taller off the ground. Just because you could see if somebody's in it. You know, when it's too far to the ground, like in the European bathrooms, you can't really see if anybody's in it. I mean, you could try opening it, of course, to know, assuming there's not a little lock symbol. But that said, I do not like the gaps. I don't know if you can see my mouse cursor on the screen. I do not like the gaps in our doors here. Because when you walk past the stalls, you can still see everybody doing their thing in the toilet. So, I mean, not that you're supposed to look, but I'm just saying, if you're looking for an empty stall, you could still see the gaps. I would change the side gaps to this British style, European style.
Don't like doing your business in front of complete strangers? Americans don't either, of course, but the fact that bathroom stall doors often reveal as much as your entire lower leg seems to say otherwise. There's no clear reason as to why there's this.
I do believe, though, we have these gaps below the door for emergency services so they could get you out easier, right?
big gap in public bathroom stalls here, but many guess it's for safety reasons or ventilation. Just saying. Number 4. No one uses their inside voice. A lot of my friends who are visiting or moved
Okay, I'll let it continue.
to the US tell me that locals speak so loud compared to other countries. Whether it's talking on your cell phone or
This one is an interesting one because I do know we have the stereotype that Americans are loud, obnoxiously so. But I think that depends on the American. Some Americans travel to other countries and they're loud because they get drunk or they're having a super good time and they get super loud. But in general, when we talk to each other, we're not really loud here. Okay, but when I went to the Philippines, they are also loud. When Filipinos talk to each other, their octaves go up with each other. It's such a crazy phenomenon. When my wife talks to somebody American on the phone, her voice is like this and it's simple. But when she's talking to another Filipino, it gets really loud. And they're not even yelling. They're just natural. Their voices go up for some reason. So, but yeah, I get the stereotype that Americans are loud.
chatting with a friend over lunch, Americans seem to really like projecting their voice. I don't know. Maybe we just want to make sure we're heard. Number 3. It's all about choices. Walk into any grocery store aisle and you'll notice at least 10 different options for cookies, crackers, or cereal. People in the UK.
Yeah, this is true. We got like so many choices here, and our aisles are filled with stuff. My wife noticed that. So many foreigners that I've seen come to America, they go to one of our stores, and besides how big the stores are, there's just one item like cereals, for example. We have like a whole aisle dedicated to like 90 cereals. I get it.
UK don't have these many options for food, and you'll almost never find anything in grape flavor there.
Really? I wonder why. Interesting.
Number 2. Hopping into the back seat of a cab. When getting into a cab, it's customary in the States to scoot on into the back seat. But in countries like New Zealand and Australia, riding anywhere but shotgun can be a little rude.
I actually didn't know that. Again, because of my limited traveling to countries, I know in the Philippines, twice we took a cab, we had to get in the back. And it looked just like an American cab. I don't know about other countries, in movies and stuff. I don't know, that's in England. In the UK, I've seen people get in their version of cabs, but they're in the back too. Unless I'm misremembering it. That's interesting. I'll have to think more on that one.
Number 1. That classic American smile. In the US, people aren't afraid to be nice and show
Well, I'm going to let this continue first before I say anything.
their pearly whites all the time. And according to a 2015 study at Brown University, because America has always been a very diverse country, it forced people to smile at each other more since they couldn't always communicate with language. That's just one more historical theory as to why Americans tend to smile more than people in other places do. Or maybe we're just, friendlier. Whether you're from the US or not, can you add any more strange Americanisms to the
Yeah, that's interesting. So that one about the smiling. Again, in the Philippines, everyone smiles. So for the most part, yeah, in America, it's weird. To other countries, they'll say Americans. I've heard a lot of people say Americans aren't like friendly or smiley, but then I see other foreigners say when we're in their country we are. I know we are for the most part, besides being loud, we are also known as being more friendly and like more outgoing and smiley. That's just our thing. And he's right about it. Could be sometimes because of like language barriers. I've ran across plenty of people who don't speak English, or maybe it's not their first language in America. and it'll just be like a, you know, just a smile. It's universal. Like, okay. So yeah, that's true. But that was an interesting video. That was the 21 things in the US that puzzle most foreigners. That was a good video. Let me know in the comments some things that kind of like puzzle you. Are you a foreigner, or maybe you're American? What puzzles you about other countries that they do? Maybe I'll check out another list. So yeah, if you like this kind of content, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know you want to see more, and we'll talk to you later. Bye bye.